Okay, we've established that the resurrection of Jesus Christ did in fact happen. We've established that the resurrection is of central importance to the Christian faith. Now we need to look at why it's so important that you believe in the resurrection. All week long, leading up to today, Easter Sunday, my social media feed has been flooded with an ad for a local church here in town. And whenever I'm doing any late night scrolling, I do some of that, the ads pop up. They know what I like. They bring in like hair growth treatment ads, and they bring in Culver's ads. I don't know why. Anyway, this church isn't far from where we sit right now. It's led by a husband-wife pastor team, which right away ought to raise a red flag, because one qualification for a pastor is that they be a husband of one wife. And even today, a woman can't be a husband. I digress. But this video has been playing in my feed every night. And these two individuals, they come up, these so-called pastors, and they're begging anyone who's watching to come visit their church today on Easter. And you want to know what the carrot they're hanging in front of people is to come visit their church right now, today, Easter Sunday? It's what they're calling their annual giant Easter egg hunt. Now, according to this ad, on this church campus, their church campus, like right now, there are going to be 1,000 Easter eggs with 2,000 pieces of candy. There'll be free family photos with real live bunnies and the Easter bunny. There will be free games, free bounce houses, free face painting, free coffee and pastries. Anything missing there? No mention of Christ. No mention of a tomb. No mention of a tomb being empty. No mention of the resurrection. No mention of the gospel. A church like that, and I really do hesitate to even call it a church, a church which tickles spiritually deaf ears, a church which pulls the wool over spiritually blind eyes, a church which substitutes mention of sin and death and judgment with sugar and sweets and caffeine, a church which turns a holy gathering of gratefully forgiven sinners into a literal zoo, a church which covers up the meaning of the cross and the empty tomb because of its apparent embarrassment over the message of Jesus' death and resurrection, offers zero hope. And I'll go even further. I'm quite comfortable saying this, that a church like that is an abomination. Jesus died. He shed his blood to purchase the church. It's an abomination. I'll go even one more. That church and churches like it is a slaughterhouse, a spiritual slaughterhouse, because all it's doing is fattening up already lost and wayward souls for their ultimate date with God's wrath. It's an abomination. It's sad. It ought to cause us to weep. Now, I don't know everybody in the room here this morning, but I already have a hunch what you might be thinking right now. You're thinking, that guy behind the pulpit really doesn't like that other church, and that guy behind the pulpit really doesn't like the Easter bunny. He sounds harsh, and he sounds unloving. That's the buzzword anymore today, right? It's unloving. Here's why I said what I just said about that church. And here's why I'm praising the Lord that you're sitting here with us today. Here you're going to hear the truth. And the most important thing a lost soul can hear is the truth. If you're hearing my voice right now and you have not put your faith in Jesus Christ as Savior and Lord, the most loving thing I can do is not tell you to go check out the petting zoo in the parking lot. The most loving thing I can do is to tell you that you are a vile and a wretched sinner just like I am. The most loving thing I can do is to tell you that you, like me, like everyone else here, is in desperate need for a Savior. And the most loving thing I can do is to tell you that that Savior has come. His name is Jesus Christ. That the death that he died so that you might live. He rose from the grave, going from death to life so that you might do the same. That's the most loving, maybe hard to hear message that you could ever hear. Romans 10:9. Write it down, file it away, Put it on your foggy mirror. Save it to your home screen. If you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved.